Hey, welcome back to the Parrot English Podcast, helping you speak like a native. I'm Leo.
And I'm Issa. If you live in an English-speaking country, or if you're planning to move soon, this episode is for you.
A lot of people believe that just living in the US, Canada, the UK, or Australia will automatically make them fluent.
But here's the truth. Location doesn't guarantee fluency. We've met people who've lived abroad for 5, 10, even 20 years, and still struggle to speak English confidently.
It happens more often than you think. You move to a new country full of English speakers, but somehow you keep living your life in your native language.
And then you wonder, why isn't my English improving? Even though you're surrounded by it every day.
The answer is simple. Just being in the country isn't enough. You have to take action and use what's around you.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about why that happens and how to turn your new environment into your biggest advantage.
You already made the big move. Now it's time to speak, connect, and grow. Let's make it count.
Let's start by talking about the biggest trap that holds learners back, even when they're surrounded by English. So, you're living in an English-speaking country, but your English still hasn't improved much. Let's talk about why.
We call it the comfort zone trap. When you move abroad, everything feels new, and that can be overwhelming. So, naturally, you look for what feels familiar.
You find people from your country, you shop at the same kind of stores, you speak your native language every day. It's safe, it's easy. But it's also a trap.
Because the more you stay in your comfort zone, the less you use English. And if you're not using English, you're not improving. It feels comfortable now, but it creates frustration later.
Think about it. You could live in London for 5 years and still never hold a real conversation in English. We've seen it happen.
The truth is, fluency doesn't come from location. It comes from action. Being surrounded by English means nothing if you're not engaging with it.
So ask yourself, am I really living in English, or am I just living in my language in another country?
The good news? You don't have to make huge changes. You just have to start doing one thing: speaking. Start small, but stay consistent. That's what makes the difference.
Even if it's simple, even if it's messy, even if you make mistakes. What matters is you're using your voice.
Coming up next, how speaking just a little every day, even badly, can transform everything. Now that you've stepped out of the comfort zone, it's time to build real momentum. And that starts with one simple rule: speak English every single day, even if it's just for 1 minute.
Yes, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't need fancy words or long sentences. You just need to get your voice used to coming out in English, out loud, not just in your head.
It's like going to the gym. If you go once a month, nothing changes. But show up every day, even for 5 minutes, and then you'll see results. Consistency beats intensity. It's the habit that builds your confidence.
And it's the same with English. The more you speak, the more your brain and mouth start working as a team. Even saying things out loud while you're alone is real practice.
You don't need a deep conversation to practice. Say hi to your neighbor. Order your coffee in English. Talk to yourself while brushing your teeth.
Even a sentence like, "It's raining. I'm tired. I need coffee." It seems small, but it's powerful. You're building the habit of thinking and speaking in real time.
And listen, mistakes don't matter, truly. The only real mistake is saying nothing at all. If you wait until you're perfect, you'll never speak.
So make yourself a promise. I will speak English every day, even if it's just one sentence. Start today. No excuses.
Up next, how to start saying yes to everyday situations that help you use your English without pressure.
One of the biggest shifts that helped me improve my English when I was living abroad was simple. I started saying yes to everything.
Exactly. Opportunities to speak are everywhere, but most people say no without realizing it. Someone asks, "Do you need help?" You say, "No, I'm fine," even if you really want to talk.
Or maybe your coworkers invite you for coffee and you say no because you're afraid you won't understand them.
We get it. Saying yes can feel uncomfortable, but that discomfort, that's where growth happens.
When you say yes to English situations, even small ones, you start building real-world fluency.
Say yes to helping a customer. Yes to asking for directions. Yes to talking to your neighbor. It doesn't matter if your English isn't perfect. What matters is that you show up.
Here's the secret. Most people aren't judging your grammar. They're just happy that you're trying.
Every yes gives you practice. Every yes is a step forward. And those steps turn into confidence faster than any grammar book can teach you.
So if you're living in an English-speaking country, start saying yes. Not just with your words, but with your attitude.
And once you say yes to more situations, the next step is to build real relationships in English. Let's talk about that next. Let's be honest. You can study English all day, but nothing improves your speaking like a real connection with someone.
Exactly. When you build real relationships in English, friendships, work connections, neighbors, your English gets stronger without you even noticing.
Because suddenly, you're not thinking about grammar. You're thinking about what your friend said. You're trying to explain a feeling. You're reacting in the moment.
That's real fluency. Not memorizing phrases, but expressing yourself naturally, even with mistakes.
And it doesn't have to be deep. Start small. Say hi to someone in your building. Ask your coworker how their weekend was. Share a funny story with the cashier.
Relationships grow from repetition, from little conversations that turn into trust. And trust makes you brave. You start taking more risks with your English.
And once you trust someone, you stop being afraid of making mistakes. That's when real fluency appears. When you're relaxed, connected, and fully present. Fluency isn't built in silence. It's built in connection.
So ask yourself, do I have anyone in my life I can speak English with regularly? If not, go find that person. Even one connection can change everything.
Next, we'll help you create a routine so English becomes part of your day, not just something you practice.
So now you're speaking every day, saying yes to real-life situations, and even building relationships. That's amazing. But how do you stay consistent?
You need to build a no-escape English routine. That means everywhere you look, English is there. Your brain doesn't get a break from it. In a good way.
Let's make this practical. Start with your phone. Change your phone's language to English. That alone will help you learn new words daily.
Then, change your content. Watch movies in English with English subtitles. Listen to English podcasts when you're walking, cooking, or cleaning.
Write your grocery list in English. Set your reminders in English. Even write short texts to yourself in English, like, "Don't forget the meeting."
If you scroll social media to make it English, follow accounts that inspire you. The more English you see, the more natural it becomes.
Don't just learn English, live in it. Let it be part of everything you do, even the boring stuff.
The idea is simple. Remove the escape routes. Your brain should see, hear, and think in English all day, even in small ways.
And once that routine becomes normal, speaking English won't feel like a task anymore. It'll feel like who you are.
And that's when it really sticks, not as something you study, but as something you live.
Let's wrap it all up with a final message to anyone out there who feels like they're stuck, even while living in an English-speaking country.
So if you've been living in an English-speaking country and you still feel stuck, we get it.
But the truth is, you're not stuck. You're just not using what's already around you. And today, we showed you how to change that.
Fluency isn't magic. It's not about moving to the perfect country or finding the perfect school. It's about showing up every day with your voice, your effort, and your curiosity.
You've already taken the biggest step by moving. Now take the next one. Speak, connect, practice, repeat.
Speak badly, say yes. Meet people, make mistakes. Make English part of your world, not just part of your study routine.
And when you do that consistently, you don't just improve, you evolve. Your confidence grows. Your identity expands.
This is about becoming someone who doesn't just understand English, but lives it, breathes it, and speaks it.
Let us know in the comments, what part of today's episode hit you the hardest? Are you living abroad right now? What small action will you take today to start speaking more?
And if this episode helped you, send it to someone who needs it. Maybe they're living abroad and feeling exactly like you.
Thanks for listening to the Parrot English Podcast. We believe in your voice, and we're here to help you use it.
Keep going, keep growing, and remember, you didn't move to a new country to stay silent. You moved to speak louder than ever.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.